I have a question and something I want to explore with everybody tonight, and it's whether we can design peace. Can we actually design peace? Is it something we can create? First, I'll start with the opposite, since we tend to think the two go hand in hand. We design war and conflict. Humankind has been designing and creating an environment that supports and ignites conflict and war for centuries. We, and I use this term loosely to mean humankind in general, not pointing anyone out, we have created an environment, culture, and a process of thinking through every aspect of our lives, whether it's political, economic, or social, that has weaved through every avenue of what we do in our system. It has created a system of competition. Whether it's war between nations or particular groups within a society, or even our free and competitive economic system of aggressiveness, divide between classes, and a competitive attitude towards competition. Now, a major shift in modern society came through with the military-industrial complex. And I'm sure many of you are familiar with this term and what it means, but I'm just going to touch on it briefly. The military-industrial complex is a phrase used to signify a comfortable relationship between industry and government, where both parties benefit significantly from positive and successful military engagement. Not only has it created this relationship, it has for centuries and decades created an us versus them mentality and a process for competition. Now, I've said this word a few times, competition. I'm not saying that this is a bad thing. Competition can be quite positive in some respects. But I'm saying perhaps we need to reflect on the type or style of competition that we've created and what effect that has on our lives and our process and the future. This type of thinking has seeped through every aspect of our system. Whether it was intentional or not, it has influenced every aspect of the system. Even our education system, where we're teaching children how to develop their thinking process for the future. We can move to more modern challenges as well, and non-traditional forms of conflict. We can take the uprisings in the Arab world, popularly known as the Arab Spring, which we've seen in the last couple of years. These events showcase how unforeseen events can reverberate across regional boundaries. Before that, the subprime mortgage crisis in the United States caused a great global recession, one that affected more sectors than economists had seen before. As economies started to recover, the European mounting debt crisis has now again created a cascade of new problems and challenges for the world. Today's challenges, geopolitical or otherwise, are more difficult to predict, understand, and handle than the ones we've seen before. As our world becomes more interconnected and we become exposed to greater wicked problems, we have to see how can we solve these problems in more creative ways. So this brings me to my first question again. If we've designed war and conflict, can we design peace? Is it possible to actually solve these ever greater wicked problems? The preamble to the Constitution for UNESCO states that war starts in the minds of men, and it is in the minds of men that defenses of peace must be created. And to that, I'll add increasingly in the minds of women, just to be gender neutral. Fair to myself. So, can we design peace? How can we design peace? How can we actually create peace? Is it a process or a magic step? Have we already started on this process and it is simply a matter of taking time to reach our goal? Is there no solution and I'm just standing here racking my brain for no reason, along with many other people in the world who are trying to reach this elusive goal? I don't know. Perhaps it's in the next great spatial or architectural design, or even in the next great marketing campaign to get everybody on board. Well, I think it's going to take a number of factors to reach this goal, and a lot of disciplines to come together. But to really start paving the way forward, it will really take integrative thinking or an integrative approach. Why an integrative approach? Because it puts the focus on collaboration, innovation, and an openness to change in how we do our work, our direction, and finding new solutions. Integrative thinking or design thinking can be used somewhat interchangeably depending on the angle that you take. It is about a mindset. It is really about how we think about things and how we react. As Tim Brown has discussed, an integrative or design approach can transform the way we see the world. It's about being aware of the world around us, taking it in, and believing that we each play a role in that world, and then taking decisive actions to transforming that world and taking a new direction. It is about embracing our creative abilities and really being proud of what we can do and looking for new future directions in innovative ways. So where does it start? It starts and it begins with understanding the needs and the motivations of the people that make up your everyday world. It's from this deep place of empathy, of looking and listening to these people and understanding where they come from, and then looking at how to contribute and help them do good work. It's from this place of deep empathy that we give the power that ignites innovation and empathetic questions. Integrative thinking really relies, as I said, on collaboration. It's about a conversation, it's about critique, and it's all about teamwork. We can really focus on complex issues or not so complex issues and benefit from the views of multiple perspectives and other people's creativity strengthening your own. Roger Martin and Hilary Austin have said that integrative thinkers see the whole problem. They understand its multifaceted nature, and they look to see creativity where a chaotic landscape exists. Excuse me. Integrative thinkers don't just get stopped by a simple fork in the road bind. They really look for creative solutions and innovation in how they're going to get around it and don't get stopped by everyday organizational interests. So how can we put this into practice? What can we do? Well, in 2010, I started an organization called One World Dialogue. Our vision is to promote a dialogue in space, whether it's physical or intellectual, that promotes integration for the betterment of society and to foster lasting universal peace. It's a big vision, but it's a vision. So our purpose is to strive to facilitate a medium in order to promote ideas and dialogue. That's about it. How can we promote ideas and dialogue that are interesting around us, that come together? In order to do this, our purpose is to extend a voice through integrative thinking and extend reach to people and members in society and groups, and work together in creating greater integration and peace in all communities. By looking at the space around us, re-examining cross-cultural dialogue, integrative thinking, and looking at the methods, tools, and processes currently in place and how to improve them, we can then strive to creating more innovative solutions to fostering peace and integration for the globe. As an example, in 2011, on September 21st, One World Dialogue hosted Ottawa's first official International Peace Day event. And we were recognized on the United Nations list of international activities taking place on International Day of Peace. So our goal was to bring different artists together from different backgrounds. We had emerging artists, professional artists, Heart of Ottawa, which is a group that uses art to extend a voice to members in the community with developmental disabilities, as well as Métis art and others. But we asked these artists that are local and from our community to come together in a common space and interpret what peace means to them. We got varying views, and these are just a couple of examples. But from that, we also saw that there were common threads and common links of what people understand as what peace means to them. And that sparked a dialogue with the people in our community who attended. It allowed an opportunity for people to reflect on what peace means to them and what can they do with that ideas. We don't know, but it was one event, and it was the process, it was the start. We intend to continue such events over the coming years and to bring an audience together from the community and ask them what does peace mean to them and to start a dialogue. Through this, the intention is that it will start to influence perhaps your perspectives, and one day you can reach for these tools and it might influence your future work. So we're planning to continue this type of work internationally and to build internationally and continue building partnerships with artists. We're also currently looking at developing projects in the areas of cultural pluralism and refugee programming. In addition, for the longer term, we're exploring areas and reaching our ideas into the fields of education and social policy at large. Our hope is that as long as we bring these ideas to the table and work with innovative and creative people, we can all strive towards a common goal of peace. I want to leave you with something to think about, and it's something that I reflect on when I think of an integrative approach to peace building. It is a quote by Albert Einstein. He says, "Peace cannot be kept by force. It can only be achieved by understanding." Thank you.